1986, the federal government they mandated special education to go down to age 3. Oregon had this law. We were providing home visiting and preschool. I joined part of a team, and I think Val worked on it with me, to go around the state to see how families wanted to implement this. And by the time we got to 1991, we had a pretty clear idea about how people wanted to implement the special education law for young kids, which was IDEA then. It was called IDEA, Individuals with Disabilities Education Act. We got the law passed in Oregon for early childhood special education, and then the following year, in 1993 session, that for early intervention. Our community basically looked at several kinds of ways we could implement, but they basically looked to us to manage this. So it was a collaborative effort with all the early learning partners, and then we got approval to run it through the University of Oregon.
We decided, but Judy was the leader in this, that we didn't want to take it all over and do it ourselves. So we wanted to build on the strength of those partners and bring them in as subcontractors to do the work that they did best. And that's the vision that really led us for many years. And over time, most of those programs have not continued to exist, but that was the vision that brought them all together.
We had to follow the laws, of course, but we had some flexibility to build this the way we, to have that ability to make it more flexible, maybe.
I think we were always trying to think outside the box and be as creative as we could with that idea of focusing on families. I think that early childhood care has impacted this community in many ways because in the 90s we started reaching out to community preschools because we wanted our children to be able to go to preschool with other children their age. Yeah. We didn't want to set up separate preschool programs just for children with developmental disabilities. So we started reaching out to community preschools. We started giving training to them, providing in-service training, providing consultations so children with developmental delays could attend those preschools. That changed many of these best programs that we see here in Lane County because it was able to help those teachers gain new skills and work with a variety of children, and not just children in our program. It gave them skills that they could apply to all the children in their program. The first child I ever worked with was born in 1980. And when he was born in Lane County in 1980, he was sent to the state institution for people with disabilities. And that was a very powerful experience, that this happened in my working lifetime, that this baby was sent to the institution. His parents were recommended by the doctor that would be the best way to care for this child with Down syndrome. And they came home and were grieving so badly they went back and got him after a few days. But that was such a powerful reminder of the importance of reaching out to parents early on to give them skills and hope for what they can do for their child and what their child can achieve.
To help families have that support and that love and that ability to really help their kids has been amazingly gratifying. And what Val said, listening to parents, we still hear that. All these years later, we help work with families to talk with the legislature, or to do advocacy, or say what was the most helpful. And still, this is like tears come because it is support. It's really helping them be parents. Early intervention, I think, is this. It connects with childcare, but it also connects with the medical world. So there are pediatricians, there are developmental pediatrics. So many of our families are involved in the medical world too. So we have done a lot of partnering with pediatricians, reaching out. How can we work together? Getting referrals. How do we? I think we've had an impact on how doctors approach families with disabilities. I'd say the whole field of working with kids with delays and disabilities was very a medical model, and I think it's really shifted, and we've really partnered and learned from each other. My hope to the future is that we can keep that way to really not only provide the skills and services people need, but that support. One of my favorite quotes is, "I don't care how much you know until I know how much you care," and it's just so true. You have to build the relationships.
I came in the building today and I saw a parent and a child downstairs and they looked happy and relaxed. That's the vision. I want this program to be always so welcoming to parents that they don't fear walking in this door. They know when they walk in this door, whatever staff person they encounter, from the first person at the desk to the person who's going to do their evaluation, the person who's going to be working with them is warm, engaging, and cares about them. That's what's important to me. It's very important to me that the reputation of our program remains strong and focused on them.
Lucky us.
Lucky us.